All right, so guys, we had this move to the upside. That was the swiftness card yesterday at the close, which was a cross reading congruency that I was expecting. We had this big move overnight to pop up, and then we revisited crest in the midst of some erratic behavior here. Opportunity around the pre-market open to play both directions in the market. So first, we have obviously to the downside here, opportunity to short, and then right around the open, we highlight the Emperor card, which is a significant support level on like a 1 month chart scale, based on it appearing on a 1 day reading. But what's also important is that we've already marked off the Emperor price level. We marked it off here on the 7th, right? Emperor, which is the fourth trump card on 11/7. That was the Emperor level. This brown orange price level. And you can see how here at the open we revisited. Usually it's a support level that can be relied upon. In the case of what's going on here, the runes indicated otherwise. But we should see some sort of turnaround relatively soon. There's a day trade opportunity here, probably right around now, or maybe in like the next 10 minutes or so. I would say probably right around now, based on the RSI. We've already kind of poked through the 20 and kind of come back and bounced off of it. So you could open up a long position for a day trade here, which you would then close at around probably 11 o'clock, maybe just a little bit after 11. So you probably open some sort of at the money call if you're looking to open up a day trade. And there's another. This might be another Emperor card price level right here, actually. Let's see if we can find out. It looks like it is. We kind of have the Emperor. This is probably from way back when. I've erased the date of it, but it's in orange brown, which I usually put the Emperor card price level into, and you can see it's kind of like on a 1 month chart. They're very, very close, those two Emperor card price levels. So we're very much in the midst of that energy and some erratic behavior, where we might revisit a crest again. It's possible. It's either that we revisit a crest or that revisited crest was here right at the open. Either way, I think we probably go to a slightly higher price level, because what we've got for the theme card is the Three of Swords. Overall bearish usually, but it starts with like 3 tests of resistance, 3 pokes through the same price level, usually horizontal, a horizontal price level, but sometimes it's a diagonal trend line to the downside. In any case, in this case, what I think will probably happen is we had our first poke here, this high in the pre-market. We'll probably see another poke somewhere around 11:10ish, 11:10, 11:15ish. And then probably one more poke in slightly higher poke, somewhere towards the early to mid afternoon session. But that's where it gets tricky in the afternoon. This unicursal is definitely, I mean, it's enticing. Probably will open up a short when I close a long day trade. I would open up a short here, for another day trade, or possibly it could end up being a swing trade based on the way the cards are laid out. So we've got this high correlation followed by a low correlation. So it's a little tricky because these are all pretty bullish cards, but it's a bearish day, usually ending with to the downside. So you would think we probably go to the downside here at the end of the day into this low, but then there's these bearish cards. So my sense is that we may actually end up having, this is like a fake out where we go higher than the other 2 pokes here to another high. And the unicursal, we probably will end near a high. The unicursal kind of opportunity is going to be towards the 2 o'clock-ish hour and towards that high, maybe at the end of the day. And then this Princess of Cups is probably more indicating to hold the trade until tomorrow for this Princess of Cups. So if I don't see this opportunity here at the end of the day to open up to close a short position, then that would be an indication that my opportunity here is midday at this low, maybe a little bit before midday. Hey, Nature's Well. Good morning. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Might interfere with my ability to do a short trade. Let me see here. Actually, I should probably be out of it before that. Tomorrow is a day where all of my trader gear comes in handy. I have a Nighthawk mobile hotspot um, with 5G internet, and I've got about like a significant amount of power backup that plugs into my backpack for my computer. I've got travel screens, so you stick it on your laptop and flip open these screens, and you have three monitors for your laptop. It's pretty dope stuff. BTC pumping hard. Yeah, like that's what we were expecting. If my memory serves me correctly, we see it going bullish for the most part, possibly with the trough in there, but overall I would lean towards the bullish side. It was a complex reading, this November reading for Bitcoin. Very complex. Sometimes they're very simple, sometimes they're very complex. Yeah. So we might have some sort of drop here. Either there's a drop followed by a rally into a highest high, or we have a highest high followed by a sharp drop. It gets a little wild, like starting around tomorrow, the 10th, 11th, into the 12th, 13th. Gets a little wild, but I expect that we'll see a. There's like lowest low significators. There's highest high significators. If I had to choose between the two, I would, based on what's transpiring, I would definitely be going with the highest high. So overall bullish expectation into like the 11th. But there's going to be some wild behavior in there. Um, Definitely. And a pretty sharp drop coming up around the 13th, plus or minus a day. Looks like that's our strongest probable location of a lowest low as well. So November started here, lowest low. We're actually, believe it or not, we're not that far away from a lowest low, based on, relatively speaking. We had our first highest high here on the first. That worked out pretty well. Went into troughs. I had the lowest low for the 5th, 6th. Looks like I missed it by a day. Um, and then we move into these highs here around the 11th, 12th. So this looks pretty accurate. We were off by a day on one of these lows, but aside from that, pretty solid. And even off by a day is pretty solid, because we did this reading back on September 3rd. This is when we created the November Bitcoin reading. September 3rd, guys. I think that fake out is probably to the upside. That devil card, it's probably to the upside to a high here into the end of the day. And I sense that this low correlation and this Princess of Cups opportunity really are going to take place late, like over. It's talking about what's happening the following day. That's my sense. Unless we see a really notable decline into a low for the day here at the end of the day, but I don't see that based on the cards. Even though I should see that based on the theme card, I'm not seeing that based on the timeline cards, which indicates to me we probably see it the following day. Matter of fact, let's take a look. So we've got the Unicursal here on the 9th. Queen of Swords is the 10th. I don't think there was a Queen of Swords that appeared, but we do kind of have this like combo of a Queen of Wands and the Science card, which is kind of Queen of Swordsy in a way. So I might say that's the Queen of Swords energy. There's Queen of Wands again. And on the 13th, we're into the Aeon card, which I'm pretty sure we don't see either. But there's a lot of cards like similar. Breakout card is similar to the Aeon card, just not usually as big of a move. Adjustment card. Oh, I think I might have missed that. That's a low correlation right there. The Fool card. No barking, Hermes. No barking. No barking, Hermes. What you barking about? What you barking about? Hmm? No barking, Hermes. No barking. Hermes, no barking. What are you barking at, goofball? Hey, Hermes, you want to sit on my arm? You good boy. You good boy, Hermes. Everybody loves you. Right? Funny, funny. Be really risky to chase a decline here, guys, based on the RSI and based on what the cards are saying. And that's the real power, guys, is to combine technical analysis with the ESSA meta analysis information, because the ESSA meta analysis will answer the questions that technical analysis doesn't answer in most cases. Like, you're going to meet a support level, but you don't know based on technical analysis if you're going to bounce off of it or if you're going to break through it. If you combine that support level technical analysis with the timing of ESSA meta analysis, you're able to determine usually with pretty reliable accuracy which one of those two scenarios will take place at that moment. Will we go higher off of it, bouncing higher off of support, or will we decline through it? Right. So in the case of this, we know that we come to support based on what's transpiring here after revisiting an opportunity at a crest, and then there should be a notable move after establishing support with some sideways rotation. Sideways rotation. After establishing that, there's a big move to the upside, taking us to a peak probably around 11:10ish, and that's also a cross reading congruency with the monthly. The early November card was the Lover's card, and I indicate it here because it seems rather relevant based on what was transpiring on the timeline. Interesting. Okay, so I think we're going lower tomorrow, and then probably Monday morning we got that Fool card showing up, and I don't have it as cross reading congruencies, but that's what it's looking like now. I'm not sure how I missed that. Oh, and the Queen of Cups is a low card. Oh my gosh, how did I miss this? It's the low card of the November cluster, so we've got two low correlations here on the 13th. Interesting. Interesting. It's on the 13th. In the morning. So we it looks like we opened significantly lower based on that in the morning. That's very helpful information that I found just now. I somehow missed it, but it's answering questions for me on the monthly that was making it a little difficult. Um, kind of like a double cross reading congruency going on there in the morning. And here's that Emperor card again. So this was the two Emperor price levels. And it may be that we find support here based on that. And it looks like there's a pretty good opportunity tomorrow when we would close that short position from today, that will open today, midday there around that same time to open up a long position for a swing trade over the weekend. We'll move higher towards the end of the day, it looks like. But then probably open lower, like revisiting a low here first thing in the morning. Gets kind of mixed here. But overall, this should be a pretty bullish day based on the Aeon card on the 1 month. There's some cross-reading correlations, not congruencies with the 1 month, but there's some correlations. Cross-reading congruency with the ruin card on the 15th. Takes place at the high on the 14th. Moving into the 15th. There it is again on the 16th, so notable decline there. Interesting. So I would say if we continue to go down and we don't see a move to a high here around 11 o'clock, that'd be indication that this is a really strong like downward trend, and I would look for opportunity if we have a fake out to the upside between like 1 and 2 o'clock to open up a short. Hey Robert, hey Proof. Proof, if you find that your shorts aren't working, you should just stick to longs. It may be, I mean, sometimes like, I feel like karmically sometimes shorting isn't a good idea. Depends on the scenario. So for some people it might be more sensitive than others, but like shorting stocks isn't for everybody. Usually you have people that trade bullish positions or they trade like short positions, but rarely do you find traders that do both for the most part. So your question, Proof, about the 26 higher, is that still in reference, I'm guessing, to the SPCE? Um, oh, that's 2024. And sometimes I forget what year it is because I'm like working on 2024 so much. I There we go. Yeah, see that? There's that big move. And that's right in line with this rally increasing with momentum moving forward in time on the 9th. So, looks like there's at least a temporary, like a highest high thus far here on the 9th, 10th. Rally increase, rally sideways fluctuating rally on the 10th. Sort of like what we're seeing here. So we might be combined, like the rally from the 9th into the 10th, sideways fluctuating rally. That precedes a decline. So by the end of the day on the 10th, we probably have a decline. Sideways rotation on the 13th, big move on the 14th. Right, we had our first highest high on the 3rd, nailed that. Right? Then it wasn't a lowest low, but it was a pretty significant decline on the 6th. It looks like there's that trough on the 8th, 9th, and then this big move out of it to a peak there on the cusp of the 9th, 10th. This is a pretty solid reading. It looks like very likely that we hit $2.50 somewhere around, like somewhere by like the 17th. If not the 17th, then probably the 22nd, because it's a little unclear exactly where the high is. The high could be between the 17th and like the 22nd, and then possibly another one towards the end of the month. But there's some conflicting energy around the 20th too, so it might be a pretty bearish day overall on the 20th. Yeah, it looks like $2.50 by the 16th. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. It's probably where we turn around on SPY now, guys. That's why I make this one thick, just so I can see it. Tropical Manhattan. I know, right? Like, what the heck? It was 80 degrees on Halloween. I don't know what's scarier, the fact that it was 80 degrees on Halloween or the fact that most people were like excited about it. Like, ay, ay, ay. Although I always like as a younger in my younger years, I would always say that New York City would be the perfect city if it was in Miami. Like if it was in if you put New York City in Florida, it would have been like my dream city. I mean, it's still an awesome city, but I can't deal with the climate. It's just ugh. Oops. Palm tree. I don't know where I'd plant it. I don't have any like outdoor area. It's Manhattan. I'm like outside of my window is a concrete sidewalk, a Manhattan street, and then another building across the street with the sidewalk. There's some trees, but you can't plant things next to them. ETH for the next couple of days. It's ninth right now, so some cross-street incongruency energies here for a high here on the 8th, ninth. This is probably a highest high here, and then we drop like some. See, today the ninth is an opportunity to trade both directions at separate times. So right now it looks like it went bullish. There should be an opportunity to trade bearish, with like a trough on the cusp of the 9th, 10th, and then another rally higher. I probably wouldn't do the bearish just because there's another rally higher. But the thing is, this does really look like probably a highest high here. Interesting. Look at that Bitcoin one again. Oops. And then there looks like there's another highest high over there, right? So there's probably another high somewhere around here, like the 21st, 22nd. But it looks like lows for the most part. There's a low there. This one looks a bit more bearish than Bitcoin for November. Anyhow, I'm advised not to chase the rally on the 10th. It ends with a fast sudden move higher and then a breakdown through a diagonal trend line we were rallying along on the 11th. Decline continues into the 12th. Fast sudden move higher out of the decline. Looks like we missed that lowest low there on the 2nd. This peak around the 6th, 7th, there's a peak there. Then another run around the 8th, 9th. You can see here on the 9th. We should have a trough tomorrow of some sort. So I think we probably sell off in the morning or late session today, early morning tomorrow, and then rally out of that pretty notably. But I'm advised, like I said, not to chase that rally. There we go. There's that turnaround I was talking about. ICP. Did I do a 2023 ICP? I wonder. I don't even remember. I don't think I did. No. Oh, I did. It's the only I did. Oh, this is the one where Hermes ate a sticky note. I remember that. Oh, I don't have a 1 year for ICP. Okay, so let's take a look. So it looks like there's the completion of a rally in the like second half of November. Ooh. And then it's pretty bullish in December, actually. It looks like there's a fast sudden move higher in December. Overall for December. Okay, so some sort of like pop and drop in the beginning of December, like first week or so. And then there's some really tricky behavior the second week. I'm advised to be cautious there. And then an unexpected move higher really standing out in the third week, followed by a decline through multiple supports in the fourth. You're welcome, Proof. All right, guys, I'm gonna roll. Thank you so much for joining the morning session. We're just gonna roll through expectations here. So there should be a high. If it's not a high, because it is a bearish card, so it might just end up being like a peak, but not like a high for the day. Um, if that's the case, then I would say it's a gradual decline over the day into a low at the end of the day. But if we do come back to like a high or close to a high, we poke through like this yellow line here, or we poke through this resistance here, I would say then it's probably more of a sidewaysy thing until the end of the day. Either way, there should be a higher peak here in like the next 10-15 minutes. And that would be opportunity possibly. Matter of fact, 10 to 11. In any case, so there's opportunity here. Probably open up like a partial short here, and then if we have another high here towards the end of the day, add to that short. We might have a sharp drop here, but I think probably the unicursal is going to be a big move to. If this fake out's going to be like a big move to the upside, offering opportunity before like a drop overnight is what it looks like. I'll be back on around 3 p.m. today, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. You know where to go. You know what to do.